Hi there, it's Jordan here, once again with Tom, and today we're going to talk about active rest, right? Those two words sound contradictory. So how can we be active and still rest, and why would we want to do that?
Yeah, so active rest, for some people in the industry like to call it active recovery, which is staying active at times where you can't exercise at the intensity that you usually do. So any sort of informal exercise that takes place outside of a gym setting is what I would consider something like active rest. So popular ones would be, light yoga sessions, walking, even something like light jogging, some fun recreational activities like playing pond hockey with buddies or whatever it might be. All those are different forms of active rest where your body is moving, but it's at a fairly low intensity, and it's a different sort of training model than the one that you do for the majority of your week in a more intense setting.
Right, so we see this a lot. We have people who say go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, and then once or twice a week they do something like this. They do some yoga, or they play a pickup game of hockey with their buddies. But for some people, the pickup game of hockey or the yoga session, that's their workout. Right? So if I'm that person, do I not need active rest? Is that not appropriate?
Well, I would say that the goal for anyone should be as active as possible in whatever it is they enjoy doing. So maybe the gym environment isn't for you, but you're still a very active person. And you see this in places where people do, like trail running or rock climbing, or, different places of the world where very, very active communities have access to all these different recreational activities they can do, so they don't really spend a lot of time in the gym, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just keep in mind that there's direct and indirect positive effects of active rest. The direct effects are, well, it keeps you moving, and it adds to your caloric expenditure if you're looking at weight loss or fat loss or something like that. And then the indirect benefits, which I think are more important in things like active rest, is active rest keeps you out of trouble. Because when you're not out doing something active and you're not at work, you're probably at home sitting on the couch, twiddling your thumbs, battling your food demons, just trying to keep yourself out of the pantry or keep yourself out of the fridge or the freezer. So I think the biggest value in active rest, regardless of if you already have a gym routine or if active rest is the only thing you do, is that when you're moving and you're active, you're stimulating your mind, you're stimulating your body, you're doing something productive, so you're not boredom eating, you're not having stress or emotional eating patterns, and it helps you live a healthier lifestyle overall. So if you're in the gym, every time you're not in the gym, every day you're not in the gym, you should try and have some sort of active rest. So you're active 7 days a week, but in varying intensities that you can recover from. If you don't go to the gym, every day you should do some form of active rest, if not multiple kinds of active rest. So you have a desk job. Get up for 20 minutes every day, get up from your desk, go for a 20-minute walk, and then when you get home at night, do a 30-minute yoga sequence in the basement during the time when you would usually be, elbow deep in the cupboard or in the cookie jar or in the tub of ice cream. So that's, those are the uses of active rest and the big purpose behind them.
So you mentioned that some people call this active recovery. So I want to focus on that recovery word part of it. So imagine I'm someone who goes to the gym 5 days a week, and I add an active rest for those extra 2. Am I going to recover faster than the guy who goes to the gym 5 days a week and then just sits on his butt for those 2? That seems crazy, right? Because I'm doing more activity.
Yeah, I don't know if you could say that you recover better, but you will absolutely feel like you have recovered better because you stave off a bit of the stiffness and soreness if you're continually moving. You know the old adage, a body at rest stays at rest, and a body that moves will continue to move, and that's basically what we see in something like active rest. If you go hard at the gym for 4 or 5 days and then sit around for the other 2 or 3 and don't do much of anything, then your body is just going to mold into the chair you're sitting in or the couch that you're sitting on, and you're going to naturally be a little bit lower energy. You're naturally going to get a little bit stiffer because you're just not moving and functioning the way that your body's used to. So if you can find something that you get up and move around and nothing intense but just keeps the blood moving and keeps your body moving, you'll find that at least from a psychological perspective, you'll feel better going into the next week.
All right, so a body at rest stays at rest, a body on the move stays on the move. Yeah. I think any discussion where you reference first principles of physics is a big win.
Absolutely.
Right, thanks, Tom.
It's pure physics. Yeah.